Welcome to the second press kit we're going to be covering in this stretch of many press kits. This one's obviously from Intamin. All of these were donated to me from Sean Flaharty, another YouTuber, who got these at the 1998 IAPA trade show. Very interesting stuff in here. This one is an Intamin one, obviously, and it's a lot more of just a catalog than it is some kind of press kit. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, make sure you watch and subscribe to Zoni's Coasters and Aero Enlightenment Leader, as they had the original idea to do all these press kits, not me. They did an Aero one and a Premier Rides one. Links are in the description of both of their channels. Alright, so we'll get started here. They have a whole page here for roller coasters, and I know many of you are probably already very interested in some of these. So remember, this is 1998, so quite a few of the models we're very familiar with did not exist yet. But some of their weirder ones did. So the compact single loop Disney model, as we all know. Double racing looping coaster. Stand-up coaster. Inverted outside looping coaster, which is also the same picture as the transportable outside looping coaster. Inverted looping coaster. They actually have this Space Diver still listed as a model they produce, which is pretty interesting. So in 1998, a park could still order an Intamin Space Diver, apparently. I don't know why you would. They have the wooden coaster listed, of course. It's not the prefab, that's the normal wooden coaster. Think American Eagle, although that's a picture of like White Cyclone was its name at Nagashima. Then Swiss Bob, and that's actually looks to be a picture of Avalanche Run, formerly at Cedar Point, and was actually obviously renamed to Disaster Transport and enclosed, but this is a picture taken before then. So kind of interesting. Then we have the Spiral Coaster, which this one has a weird history. Because a lot of, it's like the pipeline coaster like Aero was working on at the time. However, obviously it's Intamin, and this one actually got built and went to some kind of mall in South Korea, I believe, and that's where this picture is taken. And it actually got moved to some other park where it rarely operates now, but it still is standing somehow. And it's some weird old Intamin design. Outside looping coaster transportable. Dark coaster, I'm guessing that's Skull Mountain right there. I think that's Skull Mountain. Or is that Premier? I think Premier has, over Texas is Premier. I don't remember. Twist and Turn coaster. Junior coaster. Now this one's kind of interesting because that's not Junior Gemini or Wilderness Run. I don't know exactly which Junior coaster it is, but it looks to be the same trains as like what you'd see on Junior Gemini Wilderness Run, and a similar style of track as well. Over here we have the water ride, so Rapids Ride 12, Rapids Ride 9, Rapids Ride 6, and Towboat Ride. So these have to do with capacity. You can see the riders per hour decreasing as you move over to the right. Towboat Ride, I don't know, they just made a boat. Spillwater 12, some kind of flume. Spillwater 20, flume ride. Shoot the chutes type rides there, and then obviously a log flume type ride. Indoor towboat ride. Don't exactly know what that is. River boat. They made a boat. Dark ride. Dark rides. It's like a water log flume. Bobby on land. If you know anything about that one, let me know in the comments. I know there's someone watching who does. Guided boat. I'm guessing that is the same type of boat, just perhaps on a rail underneath the water, like you see in like Planet Coaster. We have the Bounty, the Super Bounty, the Looping Starship, and the Space Shuttle over here for their quote-unquote round rides. Maybe just because everyone else called them flat rides, they were like, all right, we'll call them the round rides. It's kind of interesting. Twin Viking, I believe that's in Japan. What's the Tashiman, I think, is the park that has that. Not exactly sure. Flying Dutchman, I think Kentucky Kingdom has one of these. Plop, or otherwise known as an octopus, or probably taken from the Schwarzkopf design, seeing as it's Intamin. Flight Trainer, so I think Flight Commander at Kings Island, which I think that might actually be a picture of. Obviously that closed after an accident. Intamin known for not having the greatest safety record. The Drunken Barrel, which I think describes Intamin pretty well. The Jumper, which is sort of like that Wisdom ride we looked at last time. Giant Wheel, as well as a swiveling wheel, double, triple. Those things are kind of gone now. It's kind of interesting. ET ride, suspended dark ride with custom themed vehicles. I don't know much about that ride. Balloon ride, so sort of like a parachute drop type of ride. Dark coaster listed again, I guess because this is custom built attractions. The Mega Ball. I don't know what type of ride that is. Kind of interesting. Flume Dark Ride again, Bobby on Land. Boat Dark Ride 1, Boat Dark Ride 2, Boat Dark Ride 3, Guided Boat Tour, Floor Mounted Dark Ride, Chain System Dark Ride, so like an old-fashioned dark ride, and Rockwork. Yes, Intamin's favorite attraction, Rockwork. And moving over to some more rides. Simulators. Dynamic Motion Bench, Maxi Motion Seat 2, Maxi Motion Seat 4, Dynamic Motion Cabin, Back to the Future, Hanna-Barbera, Jaws, obviously a very famous one there. Transportable Dynamic Motion Cinema, wow. Space Shuttle, Six Flags Great America. What? What is that? I have no idea what that is. Was that an attraction at Great America? I'm learning this as I'm reading it. Any of you know what that is? Let me know. I'm actually really curious. Not going to try and pronounce that French. And some other rides. And then, even more, they have some of their tower rides listed on the back. Specifically, the Gyro Tower. So these are observation towers. Gyro Tower 800, Gyro Tower 1000, Gyro Tower 1200, Gyro Tower 1500. That has to do with capacity, not with height. Then, as well as some other towers, we have like the Oil Derrick at SFOT, as well as Paris Tower at KD and KI, Hexagonal Tower at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Space Tower, that's the one at that weird Argentinian park, I believe. Parachute Tower, very well known. The Parachute Gyro Tower, which obviously was at Knott's. I did not know they were still selling it. Knott's still has the Gyro Tower, but the Parachute Tower part of it is gone. I had no idea that they would still sell that in '98. I thought that was long gone. Barnstormer as well. The Flying Island as well. And to cap things off, we have monorails. That's right, Intamin made, and probably still makes, literally anything. Let's see. Lots of monorails. I'm not going to bother reading too many of them. They've got a reference list here, which is interesting because they look, Geauga Lake Park. Yeah, that can't really call them anymore now, can you? Actually, let's Cedar Point on here too, which I feel like they wouldn't exactly vouch for them as a good manufacturer to work with if you called them today. Maybe back in '98, but definitely not now. Over here, we have the Free Falls. With the Giant Drop, which I think that's no, it's not Great America's. This would have been before that anyway. This could be that. I think that's Kentucky Kingdom's actually. So a little bit of foreshadowing before the accident. Wow, like Intamin, and we're talking about two accidents. Not too much of a surprise there. Oh, that's really bad. The normal first gen free fall, they were still advertising in '98, which is interesting, as well as the Gyro Drop. Which is interesting. I think that's a concept art or something, because I'm 90% sure the first one was Kings Islands, I think. I don't exactly remember from the flat ride of the week, as well as the reverse freefall coaster, which at this point would have still been a very new design. And notice they actually list it under free falls. They don't count it as a coaster, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, that is about it for this Intamin press kit. If you have any questions, or you can answer any of my questions, fold it the correct way, let me know in the comment section below. That'll be it for this one, and I'll see you in the next part with the next manufacturer.